Hello, everybody. This is the Love Yourself Guru, and welcome to the Love Yourself TV, and welcome to day 9 of Ramadan 2022 with the Guru. And today's word is inviting. And I want you to ask yourself, what am I inviting into my life? God willing, what am I inviting into my environment? And I'm going to share a really interesting study with you, and we can talk. It will help us discuss the topic of inviting. So let's begin. Ellen Langer, she's a professor of psychology in Harvard University, and she conducted a study called the counterclockwise study in 1979. And what she did was she recruited men between the ages of men that were between their 70s and 80s. Okay, and she split them up into 2 groups. The first group was called the controlled group, and the second group was called the counterclockwise group. Okay, so the first group, the controlled group, she asked them they spent a week. Okay, they spent a week in like this van. Okay, they spent a week, and she asked them to think about to remember times in 1959, 20 years previous, just to remember them, just to think about 1959. Now in this van, there was magazines from 1959. It was all set up as if it was 1959, but this group, the control group, they were asked to think it was 1979. So only reminisce over 1959. They actually knew, and they acted as if it was 1970 now. Now the counterclockwise group, they were asked to actually for 1 week to go into this van and to 1 week to actually pretend and act as if they were 20 years younger and they were back into 1959. And what they did is they dressed as if they were in 1959, the black and white TV as if it was 1959, they listened to music from 1959, they talked as if it was 1959, they read magazines from 1959. They were asked to actually pretend that it was 1959. All their thoughts, all their conversations, everything they listened to, everything they watched was in black and white. Everything was 1959. Okay, so you've got 2 groups. One that was asked to think and remember 1959, and one was asked to act as if it was 1959. Now, what happened? The results are amazing. This is just after 1 week. The results showed that both groups improved these were men between their 70s and 80s. Okay, both groups improved in physical strength, performing tasks, the way they walked, posture, perception, memory, cognition, taste, sensitivity, hearing, and vision. But the improvements were more significant in the men that in the counterclockwise group, the ones that actually pretended they were 20 years younger. They acted and they dressed as if they were 20 years younger. They watched movies as if they were in 1959. They showed a significant improvement. They had 63% they had better intelligence scores at the end of the experiment compared to 44% which was in the controlled group. Also, people that were shown their pictures before and after the counterclockwise group, they actually said they looked 2 years younger. So this study showed that wherever your mind goes, your body goes. And our environment, subhanAllah, everything we expose ourselves to, everything affects us. It affects everything we expose our mind to, okay? Everything we expose our eyes to, okay? It affects our physique. It affects our well-being. It affects the way we think, everything. It has an effect on everything. So my question for today is, let's bring this back to Ramadan, is what are you inviting into your environment? Because we are in control of our environment. We are responsible for what we watch. We're responsible for what we listen to. We're responsible for everything around us. We're responsible for that because that is affecting us. So what are you watching? What are you listening to? What are you reading? These are questions. This is all going to affect. It's going to affect not only your physical health, but it's going to affect you. It's going to affect you mentally. It's going to affect the way you age. It's going to affect your spirituality, everything. And so, really, I want you to ask yourself: is what you're watching and what you're listening to, is it bringing you closer to your Creator, or is it taking you further away from your Creator? Because it's not just today that you're watching and listening to something. This is something that you do every day. We've always got our phones with us. We're always online. We're always tuned in to something. So it's inevitable that what we're watching and what we're listening to, we're inviting that into our environment. We're inviting that to actually mold the way we think and mold our health and mold our whole physique. Okay, so is what you're listening to, or what you're watching and what you're talking about and what you're reading, is it bringing it closer to your Creator, or is it taking it further away? Is what you're listening to and what you're watching and what you're talking about and what you're reading, is it bringing you closer to your true self, or is it taking you further away from your true self? Is what you're watching, what you're listening to, what you're talking about and what you're reading, your environment, everything in it, is it benefiting you and bringing you up, or is it pulling you down? Okay, and these are really important questions to ask, because it's a choice. But the choices that you make every single day, like every time you watch something or every time you listen to something, and we listen and we watch quite a lot, by the way. We really do, without even realizing it. Everything adds up. Okay, so is what you're watching, is it beneficial? Okay, are you growing? Are you growing in knowledge? Is it helping you? Is it creating positive emotions? Do you understand? So whatever you're inviting into your life, it stays there. So if you're, let's say for instance, if you're watching violence all the time, well, you're inviting that into your life. If you're watching sad stories all the time, you're inviting it into your life. Okay? And thank God a billion times we live in an absolutely abundant world, and there's so many brilliant things out there. There's so much knowledge out there. There's so many good things that you can watch and you can listen to and that really help you grow. We've literally, alhamdulillah, thank God, we live in a time where knowledge is at our fingertips. Like we used to have to go to the library and to get books, or now we don't have to do that. Everything is just, there you go. I've got the best books all here. I've got the best lectures all here. I've got the best people, the greatest minds all here I can learn from. So we're really living in a blessed time. And so we should really take advantage of it. And this Ramadan, God willing, let's all make the intention to invite good things into our life, to expose ourselves and to expose our minds, our eyes, our ears, our children's eyes, our children's ears, all our environment. Let's expose it to things that God willing will bring us closer to our Creator. Okay, bring us closer to our true selves. Okay, and lift us rather than pull us down, increase us in knowledge and benefit us, God willing, rather than go the other way. Okay, so I love you loads, and I pray that you invite beautiful things just like you into your life. God willing, and I wish you a beautiful, amazing, brilliant day.